Clash of Clans troops and their abilities compared to the 2014 remake of the game Gauntlet. That's what we're going to have a look at in this video. And of course, Clash of Clans has a Valkyrie, and here, first cab off the rank is Valkyrie. And we're going to be comparing the Valkyrie, the new champion of Clash of Clans, the Wizard, the Barb King, and that's about it. Oh, no, we'll also compare the Witch, just to see how many elements are in this game of Gauntlet that have made an appearance in Clash of Clans. And I think you'll find it rather interesting. Okay, so let's just have a look at the new hero, just for the moment. So we know that the new hero has a headband. Just have a look at the headband that the Valkyrie is wearing. Notice how it comes down to a V just in the middle of her eyes here that you can see. Now we'll have a look at her ponytail. Now it's certainly not the same colour as the new hero, but she does have her hair in what we would call in this country a braid, a plait, and in America you probably call this a braid. Same thing. Okay, interesting. Alright, now she does have similar different weapon abilities to some things. Let's dive in and have a look at one of them. We won't change the equipment just yet. Actually, we will change the equipment and alright. Okay, this is the one that we want first. Okay, and then we'll come back to the other one. Alright, so we're going to have a look at one of her attacks first. Now, obviously in gameplay and Magica video, I'm just going to show you, just going to cut here and then show you a room full of monsters. Okay, here she is. She's ready to take on the first room of monsters. Let's have a look at how similar she is to the new hero. She has a shield, and let's have a look at her next ability. And look at that, she's able to throw her spear. So you might notice someone else that can throw a spear, and that is the new hero can throw a spear. Okay, and you can see here, like you can see that's the spear sticking up out of the wall. So you can see it's a spear, not a sword. She does actually have a spear, and if you watch her closely, you'll see that it's a spear as she throws it. Okay, I'm going to cut back to this Magica video, and we'll open up this doorway here and deal with the monsters with her next weapon. Alright, here we are. We're ready to show her next weapon and see if you can recognize this one. I'll just get all these little beasties around in a corner and go. Did you notice that? She threw her shield and it went through them just like a certain somebody else who has a weapon, who has a shield that she can throw. And you'll notice it does go through quite a few of them. Now this Valkyrie does have another weapon, which we certainly might see in the game at some point in time. And there we go. She's thrown her shield 3 times and she took out the weapons. So this particular Valkyrie character can throw a spear, and she has a weapon that she throws as well, her shield, which takes things out, which is identical to the new hero in Clash of Clans. But we're not finished with the Valkyrie just yet, because there is something else that she can do that our beloved Clash of Clans Valkyrie can do as well. Magica video, I'll come back to this room and we'll have a look at that. And we're back. So we are ready for her next trick. Now the Clash of Clans Valkyrie, when she is doing her bits and pieces, she runs up to something and she spins around in a circle. And I'm going to show you another character that does that here in this game as well. But firstly, let's have a look at this Valkyrie's version of spinning in a circle. Again, I'm going to gather the monsters up. And that's good. And now here we go. Now you did notice that she basically spun in a circle, which was wide, and here she goes again. There we go. Just like our beloved Valkyrie. She can spin in a circle as well. So here we have the Valkyrie from Gauntlet exhibiting behavior that our beloved Clash of Clans Valkyrie exhibits, and behavior that the new hero in Clash of Clans exhibits. But we're not finished yet. Let's have a look at the Barbarian, who possibly might resemble the Barb King, but who also does something similar to what our Clash of Clans Valkyrie does. Okie dokie, this is our Barbarian. Now you can have a look at his axe. Here I'll just show you his axe. Let's see if we can get him. You can see it's got a big blade on that one side. Let's see if it holds it up, if you can hold it down. And he's got a little bit of a hook on the other. Okay, so let's have a look. He kind of resembles our beloved Barb King. Let's have a look at him in some action. And I'll show you the interesting thing that resembles what our Valkyrie can do. Okay, here we are in the familiar room full of all the baddies. Let's have a look at what I call the Clash of Clans Valkyrie move. And here we go. So as you can see, he just spun around in a circle like our Valkyrie does. And let's have a look at that again. Spinning, whirling attack just like the Valkyrie. Okay, now magic of video. We'll come back to this room again and I'll show you a different little ability that he has. Alright, and we're back. So this next one, I consider it to be kind of similar to the Barb King's Iron Fist ability. So when we activate the Barb King, his Iron Fist gives him increased strength and damage, and he's able to take out things with one hit. That's what his Iron Fist ability does. So I kind of consider it to be the Iron Fist ability of that. Let's have a look at this Barbarian's Iron Fist ability, or what I call the Iron Fist ability for him. Now you just saw that there was one big swipe and it took out a whole bunch of people. So that is like an extra big thing that he can do versus his normal little rampaging. And I'll just barrel these guys over. So this is not his big swipe. That's just his normal gameplay, and of course he can chop down on things as well. Okay, we are not done there yet. Oh, no. We are going to have a look at the wizard now, because the wizard is interesting because there are elements of the wizard that have made its way into Clash of Clans as well. I'll be back in a second, again into this room. Alright, here's the wizard in all his glory. Yes, he does look a little bit like a typical bearded white-haired wizard. I've given him a cowl on his head, just like our favourite little wizard in Clash of Clans has. So let's go back to the room and have a look at some of the things that he can do. Okay, I just thought I'd pause here because we've got a few things to get through. So the first thing I thought would be to show you what would be the equivalent of what our wizard currently does. So what our wizard currently does is something like this. We are calling this a fireball, but just so you can see, when the enemy comes through, he can wipe them out pretty well. Okay, I know that there's more in there, and here we go. Okay, so he's just one-shotting these at the moment. All right, so now we have in Clash Royale, or we have in the game, we have a freeze spell. So here we have an element of freeze spell. So this freezes the enemy in place. That's what we currently have in Clash of Clans. We also have this, would be equivalent to what the Ice Wizard does, which is a shard of ice that freezes things in place. So our wizard can do those things as well. Now, another little interesting thing that we do have in the game is chain lightning, which of course we have in... Let's just have a look how the chain lightning works. Okay, so he's going to have to run around a little bit here, just so I can get them all gathered, and then you can see the chain lightning in effect. So you just saw then how the chain lightning worked from one through to the other, through to the other. So our little beloved wizard, and I'll just show the freeze, how the freeze effect works here. Oh, no I won't, I need the key. I need the key. Okay, I'll have to throw this one out again. We'll just wait for that one to go till I'm able to get it out again. And then we'll see what happens to the enemy in the radius of the freeze. Okay, and now you can see how they're all frozen, and essentially they're moving a lot slower than they were. Now we come to the freeze shard, and I'll just show you that one, and there we go. Basically froze them all up. So yeah, the wizard is very similar to our wizard, our beloved wizard. In regards to the ice wizard, this guy can do it. The normal wizard, this guy can do it as well. Okay, now let's have a look at what this game calls the Necromancer and Clash of Clans calls the Witch, because they both exhibit again very similar traits. Alrighty, so in Gauntlet we have the Necromancer. She's a raiser of the dead. Yes, that means she can raise skeletons up from the dead to do her bidding. We know somebody else that's able to raise skeletons as well, don't we? Okay, I'll go back to the same room and I'll show you how that works. Alright, here we are in this room. Now, have a look at the bottom of the screen. You'll see a number 4. So that is telling me how many... what level of her rising of the skeletons there will be. Now you'll also notice underneath or just above my name on the character where she's moving around there, you'll see 4 little dashes. Now she can raise skeletons in a couple of different ways. She can raise a big bashing skeleton, which is what you see here. And of course that just comes up briefly and it disappears. She can raise a couple of little skeletons. If you watch carefully you can see it's a skeleton doing a slice and dice. And when that happens, she takes the souls of the enemy and they go into her. Now obviously she can't bash through the wall. Now she can do something else, and that's rather interesting. Remember when we had the Royal Ghost? She can do that. That's her doing a Royal Ghost walk. She can actually walk through the enemy. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just destroy a few of these and have a look at how she does the Royal Ghost. Just kill it, watching her line go up higher. Okay, now she's got full use of her summoned skeletons now. And here we go. Ready? Go. And there they go. She's just raised the Larrys from the dead. And the Larrys are doing her bidding for her. And they will keep doing that bidding until they're either damaged or the enemy is all gone. And then they have the time limit, and there we go. The time limit's run out and the Larrys are all gone. So she can raise Larrys just like our beloved witch can raise Larrys. But she can do something else as well. Let me come back to this room again and I'll show you the other thing that she can do that our Clash of Clans can also do. Okay, here we are back in our favourite little room. Now you can see the line just above my name, just where the character is moving around on the screen there. You can see that's full. Now have a look at the bottom, you'll see 5. That means she's fully loaded. Now what do we have in the builder base? We have the Night Witch who can summon bats that fly around and do her bidding. Well, our lovely little Necromancer here, she can summon ghosts that fly around and do her bidding. And here they go. And as more of the enemy dies, she can summon more ghosts. And you just cannot get near her. So there we go. Didn't have to do hardly anything and yet took out the whole bunch of them and still has a little ghost flying around. Now these ghosts obviously target the enemy instead. So there we have the main things that these characters can do. Yes, there's an elf in this game and we do have an archer queen, but I'm not going to count that for the moment, knowing the characters that we have. We've got an archer, we've got an elf in this game shooting things. But in terms of direct correlations, we have a Raiser of the Dead in Gauntlet. We have a Raiser of Dead Skeletons. We have a Raiser of Dead Skeletons in Clash of Clans. We have a Raiser of Flying Things that takes things out in Gauntlet. We have a Raiser of Flying Things in Clash of Clans Builder Base that takes out things. We have a Valkyrie that can throw her shield like Captain America and throw her spear. We now have a champion, a new hero in Clash of Clans that can throw a spear and also throw her shield as a special ability. We have a Valkyrie that can whirl around. In Clash of Clans we have a Valkyrie that can whirl around. We have a Barbarian that can whirl around like a Clash of Clans Valkyrie, but also exhibits a big powerful force similar to our Clash of Clans Barbarian Iron Fist ability, and that is this Barbarian's special ability as well. So what is possibly next for Clash of Clans? Well, who can say, except to say that there seems to be a correlation between some of the things we are seeing here in this game and some of the things that we are witnessing in the game of Clash of Clans. Now there are elements here, for example, that bring up dead soldiers from the ground. Now you could liken that to a kind of a skeleton trap, I suppose, if you're going to stretch it that way, except in this particular game they do keep spawning. Oh, there is one other element I do need to show you. Let me go through to that room and then I'll show you what it is and why and how I think that relates to the Grand Warden. Magic a video. I'll just get through to that room. Okay, I'm just in the room that's going to show us what I think is exactly the same as the Grand Warden in this game. We actually have a couple little things that could be Grand Warden like, but I think this one is the most suited. I'll just destroy this summoning stone which pops up now, and then you'll see the Grand Warden like thing just any second. Okay, just destroy that, and that's done. Now I want to pay attention to, it hasn't popped up at the moment, but I am waiting for it to pop up. There we go. Okay, have a look at the top side there. Now you can see that archer, the very large archer on the right hand side of the screen. He's got some skeletons around him and they seem to have some kind of aura on them. Now those skeletons I cannot actually kill. So I'll just show you here that you can see them taking a hit, but they're not actually dying while they are in the aura of this skeleton archer. So here we go again. You can see them taking a hit. Of course, I managed to take out the skeleton archer, but while that aura is on, I'm not able to kill them. So you can see that I can take them out pretty quickly while they are not protected. But while they are protected, as you can see here, okay, I'll just move that one over. Whoops. I don't want to get got by him. But you can see that all he did was go back. So when I hit this next skeleton, all he's doing is going back. He's not actually dying. but when I hit these skeletons over here, they perish. So this particular archer thing that is shooting at me, and of course you can see he just got a little bit sick, therefore his other little buddies he was just glowing that way, but you can see they're not really dying here at all. So because he's a little bit sick himself, if I can force them back there, okay. So because this particular character does a little bit of splash damage, now if I use the archer character in this case, which is the elf, and I use the elf to try and shoot the skeletons, all the elf does is end up putting ever more and more arrows into them, and they do not go down. So I liken in this game the archer that appears for the enemy is kind of like our Grand Warden, has an aura around it that protects the troops from being taken out. Anyway, so there we go. We've had a look at the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie resembles our Valkyrie, and of course the new hero from Clash of Clans. The Barbarian does a whirling attack like our Valkyrie does. The Barbarian has an Iron Fist type ability, big basher sort of thing, like extra powerful hit like our Barbarian does. We have a Razor of Dead Skeletons and a Razor of Flying Things. And in Clash of Clans in Gauntlet, and in Clash of Clans we have a Witch, which raises skeletons and raises flying things. And we also have in this game Gauntlet, we have a character that has an aura about them that protects their own troops. And again, we have that in Clash of Clans as well. I would be interested to know how much inspiration the Supercell team possibly got from Gauntlet, if they got any at all, or if it's just one of those things that the universe has given game makers similar ideas. Anyway, that's all I've got for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and until next time, thanks for watching.